Umberto Lenzi's take on the Dirty Dozen is Legion of the Damned, aka Battle of the Commandos. It stars Jack Palance as an Irish colonel, and he does try to convince us that he is Irish. Try, and Palance's presence is what elevates this film typically into charismatic territory, where possible. Not as poised to be as existential as Desert Commandos, not as great a spectacle like From Hell to Victory. It's a Team Commando romp, with most of the action being basic functions and not wholly invested in staging grand action sequences. Where it tries, it is rather satisfying because we like the heroes and want them to succeed, although it may as well be, playing with action figures with school friends in a playground or a video game. I'm going to read aloud some excerpts from the three oldest IMDb reviews. A 4 out of 10, below average Italian war film from our friend Sergeant Slaughter, who gave us a review for, I read out one of his reviews for My Desert Commandos review. He's published this on the 7th of November 2002. Lenzi's second war film is, for all intents and purposes, a combination of three classic war movies: the indestructible artillery and impossible mission theme of the Guns of Navarone, the rivalry between Allied and Axis extremists, not to mention the central steam engine of the train, and the now familiar anti-hero characters of the Dirty Dozen. This is a fast-paced movie about a bunch of guys on the run, racing against the clock to complete their mission. The characters are never really fleshed out, but for a low-budget action film, they've got more dimensionality than we've come to expect. 5 out of 10 from Squonk-O-Matic, who must be either a Steely Dan or Genesis fan, the 22nd of November 2006. He writes, Jack Palance versus the Wehrmacht, Take 1. I love these stupid, silly Italian Euro war movies. They were made for one reason, and that was to sell tickets. Historical accuracy, plotting, and didactic character development be damned. These were spaghetti westerns with tanks and machine guns instead of six-shooters and horses. The dialogue and stories were interchangeable. Hell, they even used the same sets, stock casts of extras, musical composers, and technical crews. It really doesn't matter what the story was about, how competent the acting and direction was, only that you could fit two of them on a double bill and have two more just like it in their place next weekend. The cast is a gem. Jack Palance earns more alimony money as the tough-as-nails Yankee Commander, with a personal grudge against his unit general that results in some priceless one-liners that, if spoken by an actor of less than Palance's worldliness, would sound absurd. Future Bond megalomaniac Kurt Jurgens is well cast as a somewhat unhinged Nazi Gruppenführer who finds himself outclassed by a bunch of ex-con commandos, all of them formidable veteran spaghetti western character actors. My hero Franco Fantasia, the always enjoyable Thomas Hunter, Claudio Undari, Bruno Corazzari, and the insane Aldo Sambrell. Legend would have it that Sambrell actually assumed his characters into his person, going so far as swinging by town after the shoot wrapped for a few drinks, still clad in his costumes. Here he plays a Sikh knife-fighting expert due to his somewhat suave complexion. He doesn't even really act the role, he lets it seep into his own character and just follows the stage direction. So it's a film populated and made by legends or semi-legends, with the added bonus of Euro horror siren Diana Laurie, since after all, what good is an Italian genre film without some gorgeous woman to ogle? Jack Palance steals the show with a cockeyed performance highlighted by a half-Irish accent that he probably fed with a solid half-pint of booze during the course of an average day's shoot. Can't blame the guy for turning it into a good time, and it's fun to spot the location during the film. Spaghetti fans will note a rally from Grand Duel, a ranch house from Seven Guns for the McGregors, plus a couple other I can't think of offhand. And the southern Tuscany seacoast featured in practically every one of these things. It is the familiarity with form that makes them so appealing, though it is kind of hard keeping track of which movie is which. End of review excerpts. I once viewed a version of this film on YouTube in black and white. It made me feel as though it was trying to be more existential than it was. Desert Commandos 2, I believe. Legion of the Damned, reasonable explosion-y fun.